to enjoy some delightful music by the young students of Swami School of Music under the guidance of the Guru Sunita Chakravarti. So, students are part Bansa, and then we have Swami Gandikota, Vivekananda. And on tabla we have a young Rucha.
Namaste. Our humble pranams and heartfelt gratitude to Prasanna Mahatma Ji for giving us the blessed opportunity to offer our devotional songs of this sacred event. We consider it a privilege to participate in such a spiritually uplifting gathering. By the grace of God, we were able to make this small offering. Thank you for your encouragement and blessings. We remain deeply grateful. We have selected some songs which is expressing the vision of Swami Vivekananda as a divine manifestation who came to uplift humanity. Swami Vivekananda, fearlessness, renunciation, compassion, spiritual strength, and mission to awaken humanity are qualities often associated with Shiva. Thus, we have some compositions on Lord Shiva, Goddess Saraswati, and so on. First, we will start with Ganesh Vandana. Thank you.
Vivekananda Done.
Wasn't that a wonderful singing?
Dear Swamiji's, dear friends, 250 years ago, sitting on his portable mahogany table on 700 Market Street, Philadelphia, Thomas Jefferson wrote one of the greatest sentences that has been written in recent time. We hold these truths self-evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their Creator some unalienable rights, and that among them are liberty, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. In his original sentence, Thomas Jefferson wrote, "We hold these truths sacred." It was Benjamin Franklin who struck off the word sacred and substituted with self-evident. Here, self-evident does not mean obvious. Benjamin Franklin was actually inspired by David Hume, philosopher. David Hume said there are two types of truths. One is empirical truth, which needs verification. Is it cold today in Berkeley? We have to go out and find out. Empirical truth. And other sets of truths, he said, are analytical truth or self-evident truth, such as all bachelors are unmarried. You don't have to go and ask every bachelor whether are you unmarried. By definition, it is so. So self-evident truths means it is given. You just think about it and it is true that all men are created equal and all of them have some unalienable rights like life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That was the great ideal with which United States were born. The founding fathers of United States had some great ideals. They believed that there are some essence in life which were real, although that cannot be touched, seen, or felt. In other words, there are more to life than quantifying them. Then there are more to life which are tangible. This philosophy in the belief of good, however, went several revisions in the short history of 250 years. when Americans started their westward exploration. To the westward explorers, the difficulties and challenges of the ground made them what? Made them action became more important than reflection. When they started westward exploration from the west of Mississippi River up to California, to these westward explorers, action became more important than reflection. The urge to get things done overpowered the need to be at peace with oneself and with God. As a result, things, action, result became the philosophy of life. Plan of action itself became a philosophy of life. And that is the ideology that is still ruling the psyche of America. If you look at Silicon Valley, any great idea matters if it exists as a product. It has to exist as a product, otherwise it has no value. No value. Every startup starts with a great idea, will help human beings, humanity. Very soon they find scale. To scale our product, scale becomes a means first. Scale is the meaning to reach the high lofty goal of helping humanity. After some time, scaling becomes the main thing. Scaling becomes the main thing. They want to help the whole humanity. How? By turning everyone as a user. As a user. See, this has happened over the years. Now, millions of Americans enjoy more freedom, more liberty, more choices, more comfort, more convenience than any generation before. But at the same time, they are more unhappy than any other generation before. An American may wake up, can have dozens of options for breakfast. An Indian comedian joked that when he first came to India, he walked into a grocery store and saw an entire aisle dedicated to breakfast cereals. And he said, that's elementary school in Mumbai. And you are complaining about your president. So many options for breakfast. So many options to car. With that car, they can drive into any of the cafeterias and can have mocha, cappuccino, frappuccino, with soy milk, latte, 2%, half and half, no fat, what not. They can stream millions of songs from Spotify. They have hundreds of streaming channels throughout the year. They can take vacations anywhere. They can say anything openly. They can change careers multiple times. They can reinvent many times in their whole life. In spite of all of this liberty, many people, many Americans feel trapped. Trapped by stress, trapped by anxiety, trapped by habit, trapped by addiction, trapped by the constant demand to prove themselves, trapped by not getting enough of likes, trapped by not getting enough of comments in their Instagram post. So much of freedom externally, but so much of bondage inside. Why? Why so much of liberty, but why also so much of bondage? That brings us to the question of Swami Vivekananda's unique gift to America. When Swami Vivekananda first came here in 1893, America was passionately committed to the idea of liberty. Swami Vivekananda appreciated in the energy the innovation, the confidence that America had. But at the same time, he brought something else, which America had not explored yet. He brought the idea that there could be a greater freedom than political freedom. There is a greater freedom than economic freedom. There is a greater freedom even than psychological freedom. He called it liberation. Liberation. Mukti. In 1895, he writes to Miss Mary Hell from New York, Mukti is my religion. Liberation is my religion. Liberation is my religion. If we look at the history of America, if there is one golden thread that runs through all of America, it is the spirit of liberty. This nation was born with the struggle to get free. People crossed the ocean for the freedom of worship. The revolution was fought to be free from political dominion. The Constitution was designed to guarantee individual liberty. Generation after generation expanded this promise: freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of worship, and freedom of opportunity. Swami Vivekananda appreciated all of it, and we also appreciate all of it. In this hall, it does not matter whether you are a conservative or liberal, a secular or spiritual, rich or poor. All will agree freedom is precious. Swami Vivekananda appreciated this freedom, this idea of liberty, the spirit of liberty. In his lectures and letters, he always appreciated the spirit of liberty that he saw in America. He loved to see a society which is not bound by rigid social structure. But being a spiritual giant that he was, he also noticed something. That external liberty alone cannot make a person happy, fulfilled. A person can be politically free, psychologically enslaved. Socially free, but emotionally enslaved. Economically independent, but inwardly miserable. Miserable. So he said that liberty alone cannot be the goal of life. According to Swami Vivekananda, the goal of life is liberation, moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is not something mystical. Moksha, according to Swami Vivekananda, was discovering the freedom that is already at the core of our being. Vedanta says we are not merely our body. We are not merely our mind. We are not merely our changing moods or changing personality. We are Atma, the divine self. Atma is not stressed. Atma is not afraid. Atma is not anxious. Atma is not inflated when you get 1,000 likes. Atma is not deflated when you don't get any likes on your post. Atma is free. Atma is free. That is moksha. Swami Vivekananda did not reject liberty, but he completed liberty with the idea of liberation. Liberty says you are free to choose. Liberation says be free enough to choose wisely. Liberty gives us opportunity. Liberation gives us mastery. Liberty takes away the external chains. Liberation takes away the internal chains. Liberty gives us the freedom to pursue happiness. And liberation gives us the freedom to know that happiness does not depend upon circumstances. America had already mastered the language of liberty. Swami Vivekananda introduced the language of liberation. America had already showed tremendous external power. Swami Vivekananda pointed to internal power. America celebrated independence. Swami Vivekananda brought the idea that true freedom does not depend upon any circumstances. Any circumstances. And liberty and liberation are not enemies, they are partners. Liberty creates the condition, and liberation fulfills the condition, fulfills the promise. So, in other words, we not only want more free ways, we also want more ways to be free. More ways to be free. That is what Swami Vivekananda brought to us. That there are not only more free ways needed, but more ways needed to be free. More ways needed to be free. Now one may ask, how do we move toward this liberation, moksha? Swami Vivekananda would answer that every time we are mastering an impulse, we are getting little more freer. Every time we are choosing not to be acted on anger, we are getting little freer. Every time we are serving others little unselfishly, we are getting little freer. Every time we remember that we are divine, even for a moment, we get little freer. Every time we meditate and find at the core of our heart there is a peace which does not depend on externals, we get freer. So liberation is not something distant goal. Liberation is here and now. According to Swami Vivekananda, we should express this liberation, moksha, in every aspect of our life. Every day we can be little freer. We can move towards moksha every day, piece by piece, little by little. And that was, so liberty is a great ideal of America. And Swami Vivekananda brought, Swami Vivekananda's gift to America was liberation. And when liberty and liberation come together, human life reaches its fullest expression. One does not only become a free citizen, but one also becomes a free soul. Not only a free citizen, a free soul. And that was Swami Vivekananda's gift to America, and that is Swami Vivekananda's gift to the whole world. Just before leaving America, for the last time in 1900, on 25th June, he gave a talk at New York Vedanta Society. And his title of the topic of the talk was liberation. I am reading it out verbatim. This is Swami Vivekananda giving in that class. It will feel like he is talking to us today in 2026. He said, "You Americans are always looking for more pleasure, more enjoyment. You cannot be satisfied, true, but at the bottom, what you seek is freedom. What can satisfy a man? Not gold, not enjoyment, not beauty. One infinite alone can satisfy him, and that infinite he is himself. When he realizes this, then alone comes freedom. That is true liberty. that we celebrate in America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mara. That was a wonderful talk, and the thesis seems to be we don't need more freeways, but more ways to be free. Thank you so much for reminding us the whole message of Swamiji's liberation teachings. So now we come to the recitation to the 4th of July poem by Rucha Kore. So Rucha is a high schooler and a devotee who shares her tabla skills with Amity every Sunday evening at San Jose House. So let's learn Rucha.
So, pranam Swamijis. Good afternoon, everyone, and happy 4th of July. Before I begin the poem, I'd like to share a little background on the poem. So, To the 4th of July was written by Swami Vivekananda in 1898 while he was staying in Kashmir with a group of his own disciples. It was the morning of July 4th, and to celebrate American Independence Day, he wrote this poem as a tribute to the ideals of freedom. Interestingly, 4 years later, on July 4th, 1902, Vivekananda himself passed away. So many people also see this day as symbolically connected to his own spiritual liberation. But this poem is about much more than just political independence. Throughout his life and teachings, Swami Vivekananda spoke about freeing ourselves from fear, ignorance, and anything else that keeps us spiritually bound. He believed that true freedom comes from realizing our own inner strength and divinity. In this poem, darkness slowly gives way to light, symbolizing the victory of hope over despair and wisdom over ignorance. The rising sun represents liberation, spreading across the entire world and within each one of us, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there is always going to be light waiting to emerge. Through this poem, Swami Vivekananda invites us to look beyond outward freedom and think about the deeper freedom that comes from overcoming our own limitations and discovering who we truly are. So now I will recite the poem. Behold, the dark clouds melt away, that gathered thick at night and hung, so like a gloomy pall above the earth. Before thy magic touch, the world awakes. The birds in chorus sing. The flowers raise their star-like crowns, dew set, and wave thee welcome fair. The lakes are opening wide in love, their 100,000 lotus eyes, to welcome thee with all their depth. All hail to thee, thou Lord of light. A welcome new to thee today. O sun, today thou sheddest liberty. Bethink thee how the world did wait and search for thee through time and clime. Some gave up home and the love of friends and went in quest of thee, self-banished, through dreary oceans, through primeval forests, each step a struggle for their life or death. Then came the day when work bore fruit, and worship, love, and sacrifice fulfilled, accepted, and complete. Then thou, propitious, rose to shed the light of freedom on mankind. Move on, O Lord, in thy resistless path, till thy noon o'erspreads the world, till every land reflects thy light, till men and women with uplifted head behold their shackles broken, and know in springing joy their life renewed. Thank you.
Vedanta Society Guru. He received his sannyasa vows in 1995 and he became president of the order. Revered Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda came to the US in 2011 as assistant founder at the Berkeley Center and assumed his leadership in 2014. Swami's years of service are dedicated to spiritual practice, worship, spiritual studies, counseling, writing articles, and meditation. He conducts spiritual discourses and lectures and participates in talks, conferences, and interfaith seminars. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you very much for your coming and participating in this whole program this afternoon. Just now, Ishwadhanananda delivered a beautiful lecture and he has already covered the maximum point what I thought I would deliver. However, so the advantage and disadvantage of speaking as a last speaker. The advantage is this, I do not have to speak a lot of things because many things have been already covered. And the disadvantage is, yes, it was my turn, but somebody spoke about that. However, you have already heard that Ishwadhanananda very beautiful, without any mistake, delivered the declaration what has been formulated by Thomas Jefferson in 1776 after the independence of 4th July. And of these fundamental rights, I am not repeating that, of these fundamental rights, liberty occupies the central place, for without it, other two, means there were three things Jefferson wrote. Number one was life, number two, liberty, and number three, the pursuit of happiness. These were the three points Jefferson mentioned. So out of these three, the life and pursuit of happiness lose their meaning. Hence, the thoughtful people have kept a watchful eye on the status of freedom in the society. Almost 2 centuries after the Declaration of Independence, Alfred Whitney Griswold, the late president of Yale University, voiced his concern at the erosion of the ideal of freedom in America. Speaking at the Columbia University bicentennial in 1955, he raised certain pertinent questions. He said, "Though we celebrate freedom here tonight over a large part of the earth, the concrete definition of it has utterly ceased, and in our part, it has slowed almost to a standstill. Why so? On the other side of the Iron Curtain, the reason is obvious. But at home, why should the life process of freedom falter among its creators?" Then, after 2 years later, he raised another question. It is, of course, true that the totalitarian countries, the government exercises a rigid control over the lives of citizens. But even in democratic countries, there is a noted by John Stuart Mill, you know, John Stuart Mill, the utilitarian, in his famous essay on liberty, a general tendency to search unduly the powers of society over the individual, both by force of opinion and even by the legislation. Freedom is one of the basic attributes of human personality, and without it, a human being ceases to be a person. What is the meaning of freedom? In the word of freedom, two conceptions are implied. One, the freedom from, and another, the freedom for. The freedom from is the external freedom, which is also called the negative freedom. And since the constraints are mostly external, it is also called external freedom. But what is the freedom for? The freedom for is the internal freedom. So freedom from what? Freedom from power, freedom from existential personality, freedom from choice, and all other freedoms. As Ishodhanananda mentioned, that we only enjoy the external freedom if we have the internal freedom. Now the question is, why did Swami Vivekananda give so much importance to freedom? Swami Vivekananda gave so much importance to freedom, it is because it is all that man lacks. Everything else, purity, strength, knowledge, devotion, that a person seeks is inherent in his inner self, according to Vedanta. And what Swamiji spoke, nothing but Vedanta. Swami Vivekananda's all teachings are based and grounded on Vedanta. And we know the Vedantic principle, oneness of existence. Everything you can find, it is connected with that one principle. In different, Swami Vivekananda's expertise was, he explained many things on one principle, and that is oneness of existence. The glory of Atman. That is the only principle. And he explained so many things in different ways. So, everything else, purity, strength, knowledge, devotion, that a person seeks is inherent in his or her inner self. There is a close connection between freedom and awareness. The more the freedom the inner self gets, the more will it manifest all these qualities: purity, strength, knowledge, devotion. Be free as much as you can and let the inner self do the rest. The inner light will lead us unerringly, unfailingly to the ultimate goal. Thus, Swamiji has shown us a way of living free in the world with the limited inner freedom that we already possess, even though we have far less freedom in the external world. Freedom, freedom, freedom is the song of the soul, Swami Vivekananda used to say. In a way, it is the song of every soul. Only few people care to listen to the song of their own soul. And who can listen to this song of their own soul, they are really free. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji, for explaining to us all the different freedoms that we need to work for. Now, Sumitaji and chorus group will render a Sanskrit song, Vivekananda, Karma Purusha, Karunagara, Eshiva Sanskara. Here, Swamiji is named as the Supreme Person and praises him as one who manifested with compassion, purity, and auspicious qualities associated with Lord.
Free
The song is a fitting tribute to Swamiji and beautifully sung by the chorus. So now we move on to the Sangeeta Upasana part of our retreat. Worship through music. Are you ready for some cascading divine music? Swami Vivekananda was an adept in music, both as a singer and Thakkavad percussion instrument. It is fitting to appreciate Swamiji through music. Please welcome Madan Kaur, the renowned Sarod minstrel. Madanji got his training from Padma Vibhushan Pandit Shri Shivakumar Sharma. He's been a classical musician for over 45 years and was awarded the 1986 All India Radio National Award in Instrumental Music. He is honored with Kala Gauda and Guru Satkar Awards and has performed in several countries. Namaste. Tushar Dubey is a dedicated tabla artist and educator of this art in the US and India. He has over 30 years of experience performing and teaching the tabla. Tusharji is a disciple of renowned Pandit Aditya Kalyanpur. He is also currently associated with the New Indian School of Music. Namaskar and we welcome you. Is a renowned Santu.
तुमको माइक चाहिए ना तबले पर तबले को माइक दो मुझे ये जो है बात करने के लिए ये इस पे जाएगा ये सेंटेंस और इस पे दिया है ना
This is just slide it down. You want it down?
Yeah.
Slide it
Slide it down all the way. All the way. And then you can put it like this, no? मिलेगा वो ना तो। turned off?
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Today, America celebrates 250th year of its independence. Where I come from, it's a very age-old civilization. My Santur is older than America, as far as history is concerned. This dates back to 3,000 years of history. It's mentioned in Samaveda. The name of the original name of this instrument is called Shatakantri Veena. Shatakantri means 100 strings, and Veena is a generic name for all the string instruments. So this was mentioned as Shatakantri Veena in the Samaveda as well. So it's a very old instrument used in what you call as folk music, but it comes from the valley of Kashmir originally. And my guru's father, Pandit Kumar Sharma, he thought of bringing this instrument to the Indian classical music. That's how we have this instrument in Indian classical music now. So the history of this instrument actually is only 60 years, 65 years.
Guru, Pandit Shivakumar Sharma, brought it to its today's form. The technique of playing, the thinking behind how to play the Indian ragas on a folk instrument. So all those things were thought of by my teacher. I was blessed to have 45 years of training under him. So today we are celebrating America's independence with traditional Indian classical music instrument. A very special day. Today I have with me Tushar Gupte. He is a disciple of Zakir Hussein's disciple. Zakir Hussein's disciple Aditya Kalyanpur. He is going to accompany me on tabla. I'm going to play an afternoon or a late afternoon kind of a rag. Rag Bilas Khani. Sorry, not Bilas Khani. Bheel Palasa. Just think of that. Bheel Palasa. So without further talking, I will just start with Alap, which is the basic rendering of the rag, followed by some Jod and Jhala, which are instrument techniques, and then we'll move on to compositions with tabla. There will be few compositions. We'll start with Tal Rupak, then Tal Ek Tal, and maybe Teen Tal. So Rag Bheel Palasa. Thank you, Swami, for inviting me and supporting me. Incredible audience, great, quiet, peaceful audience. I like it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. And we'll come back again. Thank you.
Actually, you might have remembered that while we for long years back, while we came for Science and House, when our director was concentrated, and our concentrated now Ranjit is going to India to attend Malhar Music Festival, which will be held in our Mumbai. Token of grief.
1st of August. 1st of August. 1st of August.
So as a memory of this great event, we offer a token of grief to alive for him.
We then want the participants who have practiced for many hours for contributing their graceful talent to make this retreat a memorable experience. We thank all the volunteers for different tasks who have worked tirelessly and dedicatedly for many days to make this retreat a holistic experience for us all. A reminder again to register online for the meditation workshop on July 27, 26 and 27 at San Francisco. Tea and snacks are served in Saradhan on the hall. We thank you all for being on the stage. Jai Swami.
Thank you very much. I request the students of Students please our volunteers will guide you to inside. It has consequences.